Hello, and welcome to this T-Level Tactics video for Root Core 2 Culture of the T-Level Digital Support Services course. And the first topic we're going to be looking at is the digital impact on business culture. So in this video, we're going to identify and define the terms morals and ethics. We'll explain how digital technologies have impacted workplace culture and practices, and we'll also analyse the impact of digital working practices. So before we get started, these videos are not endorsed or sponsored by any education institution or qualification awarding body. And T-Level Tactics videos should not be used as a replacement to any classroom learning, as the discussion and practical activities with your peers and lecturer will help to expand your thinking and comprehension. Instead, these materials are best used as preparation or revision materials to reinforce your learning. And these videos cover the same content and required knowledge for Root Core 2 of the T-Level Digital Business Services course. However, they are going to be more contextualized towards IT support roles. Let's have a look at morals and ethics. To help understand how technology has had a cultural impact, we need to understand the differences between these terms. They're both important in our analysis. Let's start with morals. We hear the word moral associated with different things. There can be a moral to a story, or we can have personal morals. We might have to think of the moral thing to do in a situation. But what is moral? If you look in the Cambridge Dictionary, it will say that morals relate to the standards of good or bad behaviour, fairness, honesty that each person believes in, rather than to laws. So, morals are personal beliefs or principles that guide an individual's behaviour and decision-making. They're often shaped by personal values, beliefs, and upbringing, and can sometimes be based on cultural or religious beliefs about what's right or wrong. And morals can be subjective and can vary from person to person. So what are ethics? You may receive feedback from a manager on your work ethic, and people sometimes question if something is ethical. But how is that different to if something is moral? Again, if we look in the Cambridge Dictionary, ethics are a system of accepted beliefs that control behaviour, especially such a system based upon morals. So some professions operate according to a code of ethics, which would be a set of principles and standards that guide decision-making and behaviour of professionals in that industry, often based upon what would be considered moral in that profession. They're frequently observed by all that work in a certain profession regardless of their employer, and can be used in addition to a code of conduct. For example, scientists, doctors, judges, police officers, social workers all have a code of ethics that govern their work behaviours. So ethics are a set of rules or principles that govern the behaviour of a group or profession, and are more objective, based on principles of fairness, justice, and responsibility. They're often applied in professional settings, such as business, medicine, or law, to guide decision-making and behaviour. So, morals and ethics. Morals are personal beliefs about right and wrong, whereas ethics are more formally recognised rules or principles to guide behaviours and actions. Now, if you're a member of the Patreon, you should head over there to download the task sheet for this video. It's exclusive for Patreon members, and you can visit patreon.com/T-Level Tactics to join us. Download the task sheet and complete the first task. It's a short one, should only take you about 15 minutes. I recommend you pause the video here, have a go, then come back and carry on with the video when you're ready. Let's take a look at digital culture. Technology is continually being integrated and relied upon by businesses and workers. But how has this technology impacted businesses and employees. In terms of communications, all communication has historically been face-to-face or through letters, written communications. Telephones changed this when they were adopted widespread in the early 1900s. Then fax machines sped up written communications in the 1980s, and email revolutionized communications again in 2000. Today, modern work communications still make use of emails and telephones, but are complemented by messaging apps such as WhatsApp and Facebook Messenger, video conferencing tools like Zoom, ClickMeeting, GoTo, and collaborative working apps that often include some of those other features such as Microsoft Teams, Slack, and Jandy. All of these advances have led to improved connectivity, both within and outside of organizations. Employees can communicate and share in real time, regardless of their location. It's increased and improved the global reach of businesses and organizations, creating new opportunities for marketing and expansion. It's enhanced customer engagement, allowing them to communicate through multiple channels and to allow businesses to provide a more personalized customer service. It's decreased the amount of time it takes to do things and can save businesses money, such as reduced time waiting for communications, reduced cost on paper-based communications, or travel costs for face-to-face meetings. And it's enabled flexible and remote working, allowing employees to work from home or anywhere, provided they have the right equipment and access. In terms of productivity, digital technologies have revolutionized this in business and organizations. Digital technologies have enabled faster collaboration and communications, the automation of tasks such as data entry and reports generation. Take a look at Microsoft's Power Automate for an example of this. We've got business process tools with enterprise resource planning systems and customer relationship management software to help reduce errors, automate tasks, and optimize workflows. When we talk about reach and scale, digital technologies allow businesses to access other businesses and customers easier than before, and can increase their brand visibility and reach. They've enabled this 24/7 global availability with online storefronts, chatbots, and automated order processing. There's cross-channel marketing across multiple different communication methods, using social media, search engine optimization, and email campaigns, and more in combination. There's better supply chain management, and you can take a look at just-in-time inventory strategy, where there's real-time stock and inventory tracking, and delivery optimization as well. And the introduction of cloud computing means we've got scalable and elastic solutions that can expand fast to provide increased capacity for businesses at a moment's notice. So it's time to take a look at Task 2 for those Patreon members that have joined us. Head back to the task sheet. There's a bit of work there to do based on this topic. This one's going to take about 20 minutes to do and will involve a bit of research for you. Pause the video here, have a go at that for 20 minutes, then come back and we'll look at the last section of the video. So let's take a look at the impact on working practices. While digital technologies have brought clear benefits to individuals and businesses, what are the downsides of this? How have these advances impacted the way people work? And what are the ethical and moral implications of this? If we look at remote working as our first example, it can have an effect on individuals as they may feel they're not as engaged with their work or their colleagues. And being away from the office, they may feel that they're missing out on the social aspect of work and interaction with others. Some individuals will also struggle without a clearly defined end to the working day, where they go home and may feel that they should carry on working past their regular hours. We've talked about 24/7 contact through these multiple different communication channels. Emails, instant messages, and collaboration tools like Teams are available on a wide variety of platforms, and staff may have these apps installed on their phones, or may have them on other personal devices like their own laptops. Staff can find this as an advantage, so they can respond quickly and effectively to communications, but they may also feel that they have an obligation to respond to all of those communications outside of normal working hours and outside of the office as well. And there's also staff monitoring by businesses. This increase in remote working has seen an increase in the use of these tools that can track staff activities. Employers may mandate the installation of monitoring software on employee devices that can track computer activity, internet usage, screen activity, keystrokes, and enable features such as remote webcam capture if they wish. And this kind of technology can raise concerns about surveillance and privacy, especially in employees' homes. It can also lead to feelings of mistrust and raising stress in employees, lowering overall staff morale. In terms of productivity, digital technologies can make tasks easier, quicker, and cheaper. But with every task that takes less time to do, employers can be expecting staff to do more additional work. This can lead to employers overloading staff with work, not fully understanding the time and work involved, even if it's a digital process. And the introduction of digital technologies shouldn't always lead to increased capacity. Sometimes time created should instead be focused on quality control instead. So the introduction of digital technologies can have positive impacts, but it must be balanced to not intrude or interfere with the personal lives of individuals. Organizations must take care to help staff create a boundary between work and home, and must ensure their expectations for work and productivity are in line with what can be achieved in the working day, and not taking advantage of staff being able to work easier outside of hours and outside of the normal office environment. So that brings us to task 3. So if you're a Patreon member, head back to the task sheet now and have a go at this third task. It's going to be a bit longer and will take about 30 to 45 minutes to complete. Pause the video here, have a go at that, and then you can come back and we'll finish things off just with a bit of a summary and an exam question. So in this video, we've identified and defined the terms morals and ethics. We've explained how digital technologies have impacted workplace culture and practices, and we've also analysed the impact of digital working practices. So let's have a go at an exam question. And in this case, I've actually got 2 shorter questions for you to have a go at. Here's the first. What considerations arise from the use of digital technology in monitoring employee behaviour and performance? There are 3 marks available. And for the second question, what ethical concerns could there be for a business that is looking to integrate an artificial intelligence to automate business processes? There's another 3 marks available there. And that brings us to the end of the video. In the next video, we'll be looking at automation and the impact that this has had on different businesses, organizations, and people. You can subscribe at youtube.com/tleveltactics to be notified when that video comes out. And if you haven't joined the Patreon just yet, head over to patreon.com/tleveltactics to look at all the resources and task sheets available there, and also our exclusive podcast editions. If you connect your Spotify account to your Patreon account, you can listen to those on the go. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.